Serana is one of the most complex characters in the history of the Elder Scrolls series. Her story is one of dark legacies, difficult choices, and the search for identity in a world full of betrayal, power, and loneliness. She was born in an ancient era as the daughter of Harkon and Valerica, aristocrats who, at some point, chose to sacrifice their humanity in exchange for power. It was an act of desperation. Harkon, seeking to overcome death, made a pact with Molag Bal, one of the cruelest Daedric princes. In return, his entire family was cursed or gifted with vampirism, but not just any vampirism, the purest, most brutal form. Serana became a Daughter of Coldharbour, a title given to those who underwent the transformation ritual directly by Molag Bal himself. It was a traumatic, inhuman experience that left a permanent mark on her soul. From that moment, Serana's life changed forever. She grew up in the shadow of two powerful vampires, for whom morality held little meaning. While her father was harsh and tyrannical, her mother Valerica tried to be a pillar of support. It was Valerica who taught Serana the arts of necromancy, elite magic, alchemy, and how to survive in a world where vampires were hunted and hated. But even this fragile stability was shattered by Harkon's obsession. His goal became the fulfillment of an ancient prophecy known as the Tyranny of the Sun. The prophecy foretold that using 3 Elder Scrolls and the blood of a Daughter of Coldharbour, Auriel's bow could be used to blot out the sun, the greatest enemy of vampires. Harkon was willing to sacrifice everything, including his own daughter, to achieve this. Seeing her husband turn into a monster even by vampire standards, Valerica decided to act. She took 2 of the Elder Scrolls and fled. She took one with her to the Soul Cairn, a realm of souls, and hid the other with Serana. She placed Serana in a special suspended animation in Dimhollow Crypt, sealing her away with magic and traps. For over 1,000 years, Serana slept in darkness, suspended between the worlds of the living and the dead. She awoke in the year 401, when the Dragonborn, our player character, accidentally opened the crypt during a mission given by the Dawn Guard. At first wary and confused about how much the world had changed, Serana asked to be taken back to Castle Volkihar. There, it became clear that her father still lived and still planned to fulfill the prophecy, now with her help. But something in Serana began to change. Through contact with the outside world, her conversations with the Dragonborn, and their joint journeys, she started to question what had been instilled in her for centuries. She began to understand she didn't have to be a pawn in someone else's game. Her emotional growth was subtle but clear. She moved from a cautious, distant being to someone who feels, thinks, and finally speaks openly about what she wants. One of the most symbolic moments is their visit to the Soul Cairn, where her mother resides. The meeting between Serana and Valerica is tense. Though Valerica tried to protect her for years, she treats her coldly, as a part of a greater plan. Serana stands up to her mother, and for the first time, asserts her own will. She is no longer the daughter locked in a coffin. She is a being aware of her strength and her history. Later, Serana and the Dragonborn set out to find Auriel's bow, a powerful artifact from the Snow Elf era. In the Forgotten Vale, they encounter the last remnants of this lost civilization and witness the tragic end of an ancient race. Serana, who remembers those times, expresses sorrow for their passing. It's another glimpse of her humanity hidden beneath the cold vampire exterior. Finally comes the confrontation. Serana and the Dragonborn face Harkon. This battle isn't just about the fate of Tamriel, it's a symbolic fight between a daughter and a father who never saw her as human. Harkon's defeat frees Serana, not only physically but spiritually. For the first time in her life, she can decide her own fate. After the main quest, Serana can stay by the Dragonborn's side, traveling across Skyrim, or she may choose her own path. The game never reveals if she sought a cure for her vampirism, though she contemplates it. Her fate remains a mystery, fitting for a well-written character. Serana stands out not only because of her deep backstory, but also because of how well she was written and voiced. Her dialogue is full of subtlety, emotional nuance, and unspoken fears. She's strong, but beneath that strength lies vulnerability. She's cold, But beneath that coldness burns a spark of hope. That's why players remember her as one of the most memorable companions in RPG history, not just for her appearance or abilities, but because they felt a real connection with her. In a world full of dragons, magic, and ancient ruins, it's Serana's human story, full of pain but also hope, that stays in the heart long after the adventure ends.